Stuart, forgive me, I have a question.
Yes.
So lately, something is changing in my third chakra. When I'm walking about with people, I'm uncomfortable. I can feel a density in them, but also I'm feeling a sensitivity in me that previously I didn't experience. The only thing I think I can do with it is stay in the heart and bring it into the hara, whatever I'm feeling, the discomfort or awkwardness. Would you speak about that?
Yeah, look, the awkwardness, the discomfort is there. You're opening down there and it's coming out. And now is a good time to get rid of it, finally, in your lifetime. Look, you got to know the enemy in order to win the war. And when you open inside, you begin to discover all of the things that are keeping you blocked. And they come up and they scare the shit out of people. Oh my God, this is me? No, this can't be. Yes. So it's the time to flush it out of your system so you finally can have that security, profound security. No matter who you're dealing with, you will be centered inside yourself. So your chakra system, look, chakras are really, I mean, they're in prison basically. We imprison our chakras, you know, with our beliefs and who we are and the fears and our angers and our insecurities. And we have to free them. We have to free them up. And when we do finally tap deep enough inside them and release what is there, we begin to experience. It's like homeopathic medicine. They give you the disease before you know, you get the disease before they take the disease away. And this is really the same kind of process. You got to find out what's there, and then you can't be afraid of it. You understand? Oh my God, that me? Yeah, that's you. Look in the mirror, and you can do something about flushing all of that stuff out of your system. In every chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, the sexual area, big one is the sexual area, people. You know, in the mind, this ever active, crazy mind of ours that never shuts up. And we've been listening to that crazy voice since we were, little infants. We need to learn to get it quiet. What we want in the mind is real knowledge, real wisdom. That cannot come if it's full of us, you know, analyzing the world, knowing better. Our ego is at work. But once we get strong enough to free ourselves, then we can tap what's infinite in the universe. And that infinite energy begins to guide our lives. Same thing in the heart chakra. I mean, the anger begins to disappear, but before it disappears, it will come up. You know, it will remind you that it's there, and you got to do something about it. And I mean, it's a terrific process, and and it and it works for God's sake. And what makes it work is that instead of being intimidated by these things, this is the work I have to do on myself.
So, not to worry about social interaction. Not only
Oh,
can I see them, but they can see me when I'm getting rid of this garbage, composting it.
it'll go away. You'll have plenty of social interaction. Trust me. You'll have plenty of social. I don't know if I talked. I wrote a short story. About I don't know how many years ago, and it's part of my book, New York City Moments, and an unpublished book. But it's a short story called The Mirror. And it's a guy wakes up, young kid. He's in Hunter College. He's studying journalism there, and wakes up one morning, looks in the mirror, and he can't see himself. He, you know, he looks his face. Well, he disappeared. He can't see an image of himself in the mirror, and he spends the whole book looking to find that image and discovering that everybody else sees him. And he's the only person who can't see himself, but everybody else sees him. Goes to a cafe. Oh, you got such a beautiful face. This woman tells him, and he looks in the mirror, he doesn't see him. And he finally realizes, yes, everybody sees me. And the reason I'm invisible is I don't see myself. And this is a problem with just about everybody. He's walking on the street and he comes to a shoe store. And he looks in the window and there's a pair of very nice Italian shoes that are for sale. So he goes in the store, he tries on the shoes, and he sees the shoes, but he can't see himself, who's in the shoe. And yet the salesman is talking to him, and it's really was a very profound truth, that story, because we walk around and we don't see we see everybody else, but we don't see ourselves. And then when stuff starts coming up, it scares the hell out of us. Not realizing that stuff is just buried inside us and we need to get rid of it. It's like the conversation I had with you, Isabel. That's what's happening in your life now. That stuff is coming up and you have to get rid of it in order to continue to move on in your life.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That story, I pay homage to Kafka and what's his name, Gogol. They were the inspirations for that story. Really inspired me when I was younger, those two lunatics,
Yeah.
Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Would you like to see the other people?
Somebody's talking? Chris?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody else was or not.
Oh, go ahead. You got the stage.
Thank you. So, the work that I'm doing with young adults and teens, as we're navigating all the craziness that's going on, is there anything in particular you can suggest to me? I mean, helping them through their own craziness too.
Tell them your spiritual teacher woke up this morning not knowing what country he's living in. I mean, I don't know what country I'm living in anymore. You talk about illusion, 82 years living here, and I don't know what country I'm living in anymore. It's so wacko what's going on. And tell them they need training. TikTok is not going to give them training. Facebook is not going to they got to get real training about how to fix themselves inside to get strong enough to deal with all this bullshit that's going on in the world. Kids are going to freak out. Everybody's going to freak out if it continues going on. And they need training. I keep telling this to people over and over. They need to get training. They don't need religion. They don't need TikTok. They don't need Facebook. They don't need all that social stuff. They need to learn how to work on themselves, to build a system that's strong enough to deal with all this bullshit going on in the world. I can't, World War II is worse, But this is pretty strange what's going on today. And that's what's missing. You understand? All these kids think that what's going to make their life great is the external world. That's how they think. And it doesn't work. It doesn't work. They have to make the effort to build, and they're young, and that's what's so stupid, how youth is wasted on you young people. It really is. I mean, they get to be 40 and 50 years old, and what did I miss? What happened? And now they're young and they have a lot of energy, and all they do is piss it away on social media, TikTok, this and that, all this stuff, entertainment. movies, sports, celebrities, everybody wants to be a celebrity today. You know, they need training.
Thank you.
It's the only thing that's going to change it, Carol. And will they get it? I don't know. They're not going to get it in schools. They're not going to get it in universities. Because most people that run those places don't know anything about it. I said it 100 times. What's missing in this world is people don't have real training on how to build a life that's strong enough inside themselves so they can deal with this world. With the egos of people like Trump and all those lunatics that surround him today, But it was a very strange feeling to wake up this morning and say, what country am I living in? Where am I living? I wrote a friend of mine, when I was born, America was fighting for the highest levels of democracy in the world. Today, we've become a fascist country. It's unbelievable. In one lifetime, what's taking place. It's extraordinary, It's extraordinary. And you talk about Maya, an illusion, how everything in this world is an illusion. I don't know how to reach those kids, Carol. I know if they came here, I could try, but I think that is what's missing in every one of them, training. More important than degrees and all that other stuff, learning how to work on themselves and build a system inside that's strong enough. They can transform all of this bullshit going on in the world into a successful life inside themselves, It takes a very strong person to do that.
Thank you.
Does anyone else have a question? If you happen to know what country I'm living in, let me know. Okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
Does anybody else have a question? I mean, it's the only thing that saved my life. It wasn't getting a degree from the new school and all that stuff, It was the training I got from Rudy to be able to deal with all of the things that go on in the world and not allow it to disrupt and to take away from the strength that I built inside myself over the many years. Does anyone else have a question? There'll be meditation tomorrow. Thank you. God bless you all for being here and being in my life. Just your presence. I tell you all the time, your presence here makes me work so deep inside myself. And also, Oh, I just thought of another thing. Look, I don't know how many of you know Eva, Eva Arroyo. Well, she's very, very sick, seriously sick. And I did a healing session with her today, and it's, so keep her in your prayers, send love to her. I'm talking, it's serious. Keep her in your prayers, send love to her, and all the healing energy you can muster up, try to send to her. And I told her, it's very good exercise that, that she should just close her eyes and put one hand right below the navel, the other one on the heart chakra. And just listen to her breathing and do it for like 10 minutes at a time. And just say to herself, please, you help me to bathe in God's healing light. And God's healing light is love. That is God's healing light. And I told her, whether you live or die, if you bathe in God's healing light, your life will be a total success. So please try and send some good energy there. She's very sick.
Definitely.
Okay, thank you. Bless you. Hopefully I'll see everybody tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening and tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Stuart.
Thank you.
Hey, Stuart.
Stuart,
It's very beautiful.
thank you.
Good night.
Good night.